Welcome back everyone, it's Vaz again with another video from World of Warships Legends. And today we are in the Tirpitz, the German Tier 7 premium battleship. And we are in a game of domination on northern waters. The Tirpitz was my second global XP ship after the Alabama, and it is damn fun to play. I have nothing but great games in this thing, and I guess it just fits my playstyle. In this particular game, it is action-packed basically from start to finish. So if you don't like games full of action, avert your eyes now. Let's go over our shipping forecast now. On our team, we have a Sims, a Siegfried, a Cleveland, another Cleveland, a Hood, a Roma, an Odin, and a Massachusetts. And as for the enemy team, we pretty much encounter all of these ships during this game at one point or another. They are the Sims, Shores, two Siegfrieds, a Baltimore, Roma, a Bismarck, a Vanguard, and an Iowa. We have spawned in the western portion of the map just above the Alpha objective, so that's where we're gonna head. When it comes to playing the Tirpitz, I do like to play it very aggressively. So I just go full speed right around the corner of this mountain here. I did slow it up just a little bit, just to be a little cautious, just in case there happens to be a destroyer or some sort of torpedo boat in the vicinity. But I come around that corner and I don't see a thing, so I just continue to go forward. I'm looking for whatever's on the far side of the cap behind that mountain there. But charging right into the middle of the cap there is the Sims on the enemy team. So we fire away at him and get a nice chunk of damage with the AP there. And he decides that being in the middle there is not quite the good idea, so he starts charging towards me. If this were any other DD, I'd be kinda nervous right now, but it's the Sims, so I don't really have much to fear. So I slow down and make sure I don't let him get away. I'd swap to HE. I was holding my shots until he came a little bit broadside there, but I didn't have to rely on my main turrets, as my secondaries polished him off there. That nets me the first kill of the game. You gotta love those German secondaries. On the Tirpitz, I think I have mine out to 6.9 kilometers. Once the Sims has been dispatched with, we swap back to AP. And we start looking for our next target. I do have the steering gears mod on the Tirpitz instead of the propulsion mod, so it does feel like it's taking forever to get going. As most of my battleships I have the propulsion mod on it, but for the Tirpitz, because it has torpedoes, it comes more in handy to have the steering gears mod. And looky up ahead there, the Vanguard makes the decision for us. He's gonna be our next target. He's risking full broadside here, so maybe he's not a very experienced player, so I'm just gonna rush at him here. As a battleship, there's no point in me contesting the cap, there's already ships in it anyways. I might as well charge forward and go and cause some havoc. And this Vanguard is pissing me off by shooting at me anyways. Now, there looks to be quite a few ships behind this island here. So this could either be a big mistake or a whole lot of fun. And as I do charge at the Vanguard there, I was aiming for his turrets to try and take some of them out, but I didn't have much luck. I do get my torps away on him. Since I was already committed, well, we might as well go in a full circle so we can get the other set of torps away. But in the meantime, the Shores ambushes me with his full salvo of torps, and we eat every single one of them. Nom nom nom. Luckily, we do have an ally with us to help us with will to rebuild if we do get down in health. But on the Tirpitz, we have a whole lot of armor and a whole lot of hit points, so let's make use of them. And one of our torps hit the Vanguard. Now we're going to circle around here and launch our second set of torps and hope that our friendly Roma doesn't block them. Those Shores torps did do a little bit of a number on me, so I did have to use my damage con, of course. something sets me on fire again, so unfortunately that's gonna burn. I did activate some healing to help keep me alive there and all this mayhem. We did get our second set of torps away, took a shot on the shores hoping to get rid of him, and that was a big swing and a miss. We tell our Roma to get back, he doesn't need to push forward quite like that. And he was asking for help there, I think he knew that he overcommitted. But he's able to avoid our torps, and they go in and finish off the Vanguard. That gets us our second kill of the game. Now that's all that's left in our sights is the enemy shores. He's getting focused on here. Who's going to be the last to finish him off? And there we go, we get the killing blow on him, netting us our third kill of the game. We're down under 14,000 in health though, so we have some healing to do here. Luckily I have Celiax as my commander, so I have an extra couple of heals. And by using Will to Rebuild, I'm able to heal back quite a bit of HP with each repair party. So now we can go over to the cap and capture it. I don't know what the rest of our team has been doing this game, but they've decided that caps are not important. And so we don't have any right now.
Attention, reporting the target position.
While the enemy team has sailed all the way to our spawn area in the northern part of the map and captured the only capture point that we started with. So we've decided we're gonna go and get it back.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
So on our way through the cap there, we saw enemy Bismarck. And he was presenting us with a juicy broadside target, so we took a shot at him and got some nice results. Now on the other side of this island, between the Alpha and Bravo objectives, we can see the enemy Roma heading in our direction. He's the only thing standing between us and the Bravo objective, so we are just gonna go right through him. It looks like the other half of our team has just completely conceded this game, and I'm not just talking their side of the map, I'm talking the entire game. Look at where those two friendly ships are in the upper corner of the map. What do they hope to accomplish way up there? Can they even shoot at anything? Well, there's no sense in worrying about what our teammates are doing or not doing, is there? All we can do is worry about ourselves and just keep plowing ahead. We had activated another repair party and we're back up over half health again. Earlier we were down below 3 bars of health and now we're up near 8. So looking back at this, I gotta say that the Tirpitz's repair parties are pretty good. And as we come around the corner here, the Roma and ourselves say how do you do to each other, trade shots. I don't know if he doesn't realize I have torpedoes or not, but he's charging right for us. He is fully committed. Checked our torpedo indicator to see which direction he was heading, so we could line up our torps accordingly. Because if he thinks he's gonna ram me, he's got another thing coming. And if he wants to play a game of chicken, we'll oblige him. Let's go. Our secondaries are putting in some good work on him there, setting him on fire. And he is definitely plotted a course for the ram. So we're gonna turn to launch our torps and then turn back towards him to avoid this ram. And there's where the steering gears come in handy on this ship. And all 4 of our torpedoes hit him. 2 of them caused flooding, and he's not able to get his damage con off in time. And the flooding finishes him off, so that nets us our 4th kill of the game. It also pulls us even in ships 4-4. Although one could argue that it's 2 against 4. But we don't really need to say any more about that, do we? We did ask them for help. And unfortunately, instead of doing something useful, like going for the Charlie objective, these 2 ships decide that they're going to meet me at the Bravo objective, because I guess they didn't feel like they were redundant enough. In the meantime, we see a Siegfried sailing broadside to us. So on our way to the cap, we might as well take advantage of that.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
We had a quick check over at that Iowa to make sure that he wasn't looking at us since we were flashing him a juicy broadside. Neither him nor any other ship seems to be looking at us, so let's swing our rear turrets around and fire them away. And with that, we finish him off, netting us our 5th kill of the game and the Kraken Unleash medal.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
I still remember that part of the game when that Kraken medal popped up. I was so focused on the game that I had no clue that I was sitting on 4 kills. So I was actually surprised to get it. After finishing off that Siegfried, the Bismarck was trying to take advantage of our broadside. Luckily for us, he whiffed. And finally we realized it's probably a bad idea to be at this angle, so we turn towards them instead. We do have to slow down though, we don't want to accidentally leave the cap. The Bismarck and Isle are continuing to fire on us there. And they were able to reset some of the cap points, so we've got to slow ourselves down a bit. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking because we have Vaz on our team, and that because he posted this video, that he's going to single-handedly lead his team to victory. Well, at this point, unfortunately, I do have a spoiler alert for you. And I'm sure you've noticed by now, our teammates are kind of out of their league up here in the tier 6 and 7 game. So I just don't want you to get your hopes up. But that doesn't mean we're not in for an action-packed finish. Now unbelievably here, the Iowa just continues to plow straight forward, but at the same time he's not focusing on me. So I'm just gonna go straight forward. I'm close enough that I could launch some torps at him.
Problem solved, sir.
And because he's given us a full juicy broadside there, we launch our back turrets against him. And like I said, he was sailing straight ahead. And he runs into our torps. And that nets us our 6th kill of the game and the Confederate medal. Now we had launched some torps from the other side of our ship against this Bismarck. But he was coy to our plan. And he slammed the brakes, and now he's in full reverse here. Now I thought I timed his shots correctly, but he must have a very low reload time on his Bismarck. Because I saw we were way down in points, we lost our 2 potato ships, and we were coming up on a minute left in the game that I needed to take an all or nothing approach and get my rear turrets involved. But I mistimed it, and he was able to shellac me on the broadside. Although it doesn't affect the outcome of the match, that's definitely a play I'd like to have back. I definitely could have been a little more patient there. Consequently, he's able to get a couple more shots against me. And as I launch the torps against him from the other side of my ship, before I'm able to swing back around, he's able to finish me off. And so unfortunately, with 40 seconds left, that ends our game. We're not able to see them anymore, but our torps did look good, so we're just going to follow them in there. And we were able to get a hit, but somehow he's still alive. I would have loved to see how much health he had left. It must have been less than 1,000. So now that the time's ticking down, we're just going to see if our friendly Roma can finish off this Siegfried. And I'm going to spoil this one for you. He is not. So it didn't matter that I couldn't finish off that Bismarck, as it would have been all for nothing anyways. But as you could see from all the stats at the top of the screen there, we did everything we could. We pushed the Tirpitz to its limit, and I'd say it passed with flying colors. Now let's take a look at this stat screen. We finished the game with 188,000 in damage, 6 kills, and a whopping 251 secondary hits on target. We also got ourselves the Confederate, High Caliber, and Kraken Unleashed medals. Taking a look at the leaderboard there, we were only 100 XP from being the best ship in the entire game. Well, there you have it. If you did like that video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, stay healthy and do what makes you happy.